NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Sony Michel, his first carry. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Michel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. From midfield now, here's Taylor. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing now, Taylor on 1st down. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. The 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the 1st quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. To throw is Taylor. And he's in for the 49ers score. picking up where they left off before the open week that they had last week as they won going into that, and no signs of being stale.
No, and that's really big for them because there's a trust factor that goes into this, because what often happens, if you win the game before your open week, you should get more time off. But if you win the game before the open week, get more time off, and don't play well the next time out, that goes away. So they're making a statement that they like that time off.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they make it.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll set up a throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw, and that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. That's taken at around the 40. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Odell Beckham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll drop to throw. And he finds Tyler Croft. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run it now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Taylor to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Nick Perry in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 42 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on first down. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Leonard Floyd in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On the handoff, it's Michel. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check girls, check girls, check girls. Slow.
On 1st down, it's Taylor. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Going deep downfield for Ross. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Taylor will throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Watching that, Barney!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And, that is going to be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They've put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10.
Slow.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives. ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gone! Watch it now, Barney!
They'll throw now on the final play. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've hit halftime here in the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Detroit!
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and throw for it here. Man open, and St. Brown has got it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Open man is Switzer, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by a Keller Witherspoon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michel. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
On 2nd down, Taylor. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll try to get something going with Ty Montgomery. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there at 22. They pitch it out to Montgomery. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. It's their quarterback with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit.
Now let's go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, but you can take the spirit away from another team. With their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Michelle. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, Michelle. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Taylor. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. Throw left side, complete to Ross. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Gold to add the extra point. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Reuben Foster picks it. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. He'll get it up the middle, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pick up there, 26 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The play fake. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's going to go down again. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Solomon Thomas in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Escaping the pressure right. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Odell Beckham with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
On second down, Montgomery, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
The Packers on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Gone! Over! Hot! 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Hot!
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. After the interception, here's Taylor. Oh, wide open, complete. He's at the 40, 20, 10, for touchdown, 49ers. Odell Beckham, 99 yards. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one. As it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Packers get set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A first throw for the backup Osweiler. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Packers on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16. Now the 49ers going to take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Packers on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, Osweiler. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Gone, 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 gone. Detroit, Detroit. Over.
He'll try and throw for it with Osweiler. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And a failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers continue to roll. Now Gold for the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Osweiler. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And now off to the races down the right side. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing, Osweiler going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Detroit!
2nd and 10. It's Osweiler again. And it's complete. This is Austin Cole. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now Osweiler on 1st down. Caught by Montgomery. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, Osweiler. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very solid gain of 27. On first down, Osweiler. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Again on 2nd and 10 now. It's Osweiler. Incomplete over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. The toss play to Montgomery. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And that touchdown there, it's not going to get him a win. It makes things a little more respectable.
Yeah, a little more palatable going out in this ball game. A little something to build on going into the next game. But it won't alter the final score.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that will get him one closer. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Returning it, John Ross. What a spin. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Niners on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Second and 10 now. Osweiler. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's going to let it fly. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. And he spins past him and into space. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on